Alright, hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Monster Prom here on Bite Size Beefs, and today I've finally unlocked one of the last secret characters in the game that certainly is probably one of the hardest to unlock, and that is the Narrator. So today we're going to go through and we're going to see what the Narrator has in store, but let's see, who haven't we been in a while? I think we haven't been Vicky in a while, so let's go ahead and be Vicky, except we're not going to be Vicky, because we got to get that Phoebe on. Phoebe. Because we're trying all the iterations of the name Beef as we do. And why not? I don't think we've done he in a while, so let's mix it up. And I do like Vicky. Vicky is cute. I like her black hair with one instance of white hair. It's very cute. Also, it's probably why I love Claudia so much in the new season of The Dragon Prince. If you haven't been watching The Dragon Prince on Netflix, what are you doing? It's a good show. It's a good show. Go do it. So, in terms of, starting items for this run, you won't need money. So you can really choose any of these options you want, but I kind of want to go for charm and fun. So let's see. Stops you from sitting embarrassing while held drunk. Least political figure. Rabbit tattoos, that's bold. Mind-blowing, your favorite TV show clearly changed your life forever. That's kind of boring stuff when they show on the news. I think this is fun. Oh, that's creative. Dang. Womp womp. Sometimes I forget which answers are which because I go through these so quickly. Let's see, 12 extra people in positions of power must face questions in their field. If they fail, they lose their jobs and society wins. Let's go with this one in the middle. Charming, there we go. You can easily tell which one's the smart one. It's the one you don't understand. And then these choices do not matter whatsoever. But if you notice, there's no cursor on the screen. And that's because, like mouse cursor, I'm not moving it around. And that's because you can't actually get the narrator using your mouse. I mean, you can use it, you can do the keyboard, but you can't actually use the mouse, which is an interesting thing. That's a cool little way they did it. So you have to use the controller, which, if you're not familiar with navigating, the map with the controller, well, it's not too hard. You just go up and down on the left where you see the little signs, and that'll get you to where you want to go. So let's see, we want to go for that charm. So let's go to the gym, because the narrator's so charming, you guys. He's the charmingest. So I think we have to match him in his charm.
You're trying to focus on your own love life, but the sloppy makeout sounds coming from Violet and Tate are making it difficult. Ugh, take that somewhere else. My snakes will never be able to digest their food if they have to watch this disgusting display.
Yeah, and my fanfic muse is running for the hills. How am I supposed to write romance when the two of you are making it look so unappealing?
No surprise you're alone.
Well, sounds like somebody is a little bit jealous of our amazing, perfect, wonderful relationship. We're not bothering anyone. You commented on my fanfic, still not as romantic as Every Day with My bae, and then a bunch of heart eye emojis and stars, and also the kimono emoji? Why did you comment the kimono emoji?
You see, Zoe, this is why it's better to be a strong, independent nightmare creature. Terrifying women terrify women.
I always do love the phrase nightmare creature. Nightmare creature, also a great name for a band. You don't know what you're talking about, Phoebe. You're always trying to romance your classmates in various unlikely ways. It's a couple versus a pair of people who don't understand the joys of being in a couple. Go on and be the tiebreaker.
Well, if Zoe and Vera don't want to be in relationships, it's gonna be hard to get them in a relationship with you. Time to convince one of them.
So, Vera, historically, the only reason why people married was tactical alliances. I think that might be smart. But then, Zoe, you're in a relationship. When you're in a relationship, you can do silly couples costumes for Halloween. I don't think we're fun enough for that, so let's go top one.
Your idiocy?
No, marriage for love isn't a lie. Love is wonderful. That's not at all.
That is by far the best argument I have ever heard. Violet and Tate, you may be brainwashed by a series of never-ending heteronormative rom-coms, but if you woke up to the reality of the world, you would realize your alliance is weak as shit, and you're vulnerable as hell, and unreliable as hell. I was gonna call them unreliable, ugh. I'm not proud of it, but I spent a long time exploiting people's weaknesses to take over various dimensions, and you two do seem pretty vulnerable. We're not vulnerable, we're in love!
That has been...
You have raised a truly
pleasing.
excellent point, Phoebe. You just might make for a smart alliance yourself. Maybe someday we'll make a point to check each other's bank account balances and list of assets. Holy fuck, checking bank balances and asset lists are basically second base for Vera. You gain +2 charm and +1 boldness.
And this is where everything kicks off. Because the narrator's been here the whole time.
Let's go.
I don't know if you know this, but he's been here the whole time, and he's been at a table. Do you see him yet? Can you see him? He's not with Liam. He's not with Scott and Calculester. He's not with Damien, Zoe, and Dahlia. He's not with the Coven, Polly and Miranda, and he's not with Valerie. He's over here. He's over here in this little nook, right through, peering out onto everyone. That's how he knows all the shenanigans that happen during lunchtime. He's just been gently watching. I was going to check to see if her little face icon changed when going over here, but no. So this is where the narrator's been hanging out the whole time. Hanging out, hiding and hanging. Hanging. That's where he's been hiding out.
Oh, hi, Phoebe. It's me, the narrator, your friendly classmate who narrates everything that happens here at Spooky High. And also in the middle of all your minds and basically everything everywhere. Ever. It's so nice that you came by to say hi. I'm glad you're here. Sometimes it gets really lonely doing this all day, every day. I always see you doing all that classic Phoebe wacky stuff, and I wonder, what if I played a role in the story instead of just being the one who narrates all of it? It'd be such a dream. I also wear a hat with a name on it, with my name on it, and only
tidy grayies? I mean, they're gray, but they're like tidy whiteys. But tidy grayies? You and your weird chiseled physique and your bulging underwears.
Oh, Phoebe, would you take me on one of your silly misadventures? Please make me feel like an actual character for once.
Yes. I'll be the playable character to your non-playable character. Nah, if you were a character, it'd be a mess. If you stop narrating, you just start acting by yourself, then who narrates the narrator? So obviously, if you choose no, it ends here, and you don't get to narrate or romance the narrator. But if you choose yes, you go on a silly misadventure. So let's do it!
You chose the right option.
Great. I'm so excited. What it will be like to be a regular character here on Spooky High? Will mine be a scary plotline, a funny one, maybe a sexy one? Do you think there will be stats to be gained or lost? I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
His little heart face. I love it. So we're now officially on our way to dating the narrator. So I think we need that charm, though. He's very charming. And I think we need at least 13 charm. For arbitrary reasons. Just because I want 13 charm. So is the narrator actually gonna... Oh, he is.
You see hordes of your classmates running away from Vera and Scott. They're all screaming, "Spoilers!"
Great.
Have you seen the latest episode of Detective Wereweasel? Wereweasel finally exposed the cartel's entire operation.
Awesome,
I did! It was so exciting, I peed on my grandma's carpet! Scott, you're a good boy, and that's just an excitement piece, so we can't get mad at you for it.
Not bad.
I know, right? And the cartel's organizational structure is so cool. I took so many notes.
Oh,
But last night was the last episode. I was so sad. I peed on my grandma's carpet. Oh, Scott, you did a sad wee. Oh. Poor Scott. When he gets excited, he pees. When he gets sad, he pees. When he's in love, he pees.
Well, why don't we start on our own TV show? We'll make it better than Wereweasel.
Better than Wereweasel? Is that even possible?
We're the perfect team. I have money, and you're the gullible target audience. Gorgana Film Studios requires your ideas. I was gonna say Gonna Film Studios. I'm like, Gonna? Ugh. Scott Gorgana Film Studios! We'll talk about that later. Right now, I need ideas.
When the Mafia threatens to close his gym, an ugly-ass Nosferatu must expose the Syndicate to save the only place that lets him do his reps. Chile, 1985. When Pinochet floods the market with black cocaine, a courageous drug dealer becomes a private eye to blackmail Pinochet and save her coke labs. Or you could say Pinochet, if you want to butcher that name, Pinochet. So let's see, when the Mafia threatens to Jim, that could be creativity. So let's go with it, or... Ooh, Chile. One of them might be... I think that might actually be fun. So let's go with the second option.
Oh,
Ooh, good. Second
not
option was
bad.
smart. I was wondering if it was smart, because it was pretty detailed. Usually the detailed answers are smart.
Did you just create the most relatable detective ever? That was a rhetorical question. Obviously, a young entrepreneur fighting to save her business from government regulation is objectively relatable.
But she's a drug trafficker!
She is a businesswoman protecting free markets. Doesn't that sound to you like the Monster Can dream? Oh, Monster Can because it's like American. I get it now. Sometimes made-up words are hard. I didn't think about it this way, but she is a buff entrepreneur? Like, really buff? Sure, why not? She can be as buff as you want, Scott.
Hooray! All my objections have suddenly disappeared!
Vera puts you and Scott to work stuffing packets of promotional cocaine. To publicize the TV show, you gain 3 money as payment.
Not that I'll need money. I don't think the narrator cares much for money. I think he cares more for fun and adventure. Which we shall have. Because I believe where we should go if you want to have some fun and adventure, is the outdoors. Where else would the narrator be hanging out other than, actually hanging out outside, having a sweet-ass rave? It's gonna be delicious.
Behold.
But all of that is a little importance because you're really here to hang out with your new friend, the narrator. Oh, whoops, sorry about that. Old habits die hard, Man, it's so nice to take a little time off from narrating other students' lives so I can actually have a life of my own, You know? Hey, why aren't you saying anything?
For the same reason none of us have had an internal monologue since you started hanging out with Phoebe. You're not doing your job.
Huh?
My job? I'm a student just like you guys, so what if being related to the Slender Man and having no face makes the perfect narrator? I deserve to be happy.
Of course you do. All serfs deserve to be happy, and nothing makes a serf happier than narrating the every thought and action of his queen.
No.
Please, bro, without your help, I can't even remember how to open doors. I have to wait inside and whine until somebody lets me out. And then what if I want back in?
Look, guys, I get it. I shouldn't have to let you all grow so dependent on me, but look at this form of my perspective. Look at this from my perspective, not forms. Ugh. I spend almost every waking moment at this school verbally describing your thoughts and actions back to you. I'm failing all my classes, I'm perpetually exhausted, and I don't even have lunchtime to relax because that's when you guys all try to smooch each other at your cafeteria tables. Ugh, it makes me anxious.
Ugh, I hear what you're saying, and what it sounds like is I want to get the shit kicked out of me for not narrating anymore. You're such a gifted translator, Damien. Have you ever considered a career as a royal diplomat? Will someone please open the door? I need to pee. Wow, this is just going to be the run of Scott's pee. That's like 4 times Scott's mentioned pee.
Okay, this is getting out of hand. Can't we come up with some other way for you guys to get your daily dose of narration? How about you, Phoebe? I know for a fact you're good at coming up with crazy shit to try, right?
You are so very correct, Mr. Narrator, and I'm glad you asked, because my first idea is let's launch a line of talking narrator dolls to dispense pre-recorded bits of bite-sized wisdom. Or the narrator is just like us, which basically means anyone can do his job. Why not narrate for each other? So if your creativity is higher, you want to go with the first option. If your charm is higher, you want to go with the second option. And our charm is higher, so let's go with that narrate for each other option. Narrate for each other? But how will each of us know what the others are thinking?
What? I never know what anyone is thinking. I just say shit that seems like it could be true. All y'all are so impressionable that it doesn't matter.
We are we? Interesting. But without you, how will I know when I want to set things on fire?
Don't you see, Damien? The desire to set things on fire was inside you all along. Just follow your heart, man.
All right, license for unchecked arson. I love it. But what about me? What am I supposed to do if you won't explain doors to me anymore?
Scott, look at my hands. If I move them like this, they look like a butterfly.
Awesome,
Incredible!
Ugh, sigh. Audible sigh.
And then everyone in the school remembered how beautiful and cultured Miranda was, and that they should constantly pay her tribute. Huh? Does anyone else here feel a sudden strong desire to pay Miranda tribute? Me, I do, and I also have to pee.
I've seen
Okay, well, I think you guys will be fine without me for at least 1 or 2 class periods. Maybe, I'll take over when I'm not hanging out with Phoebe. Oh, that reminds me, you also have to be in charge of giving Phoebe his stat bonuses, like right now, for example.
Oh, you mean like Phoebe gains +2 butts and +1 fuck? Take this seriously, Damien. Narrating is a serious responsibility. Let me demonstrate. Miranda gains +20,000. Wait, 20,000? Or 200,000? Shit. Gains 200,000 prestige and 3 million adoration. Wait, let me try. Phoebe gains 2 smarts and 1 charm. Sorry they're not higher. Those are the numbers I know best. Oh, you know what, Scott? It's good. Thank you. I appreciate it. Scott's a good boy. Give him a good boy gold star.
I'll take back over from you guys in a little bit. I'm gonna go hang out with Phoebe, because she's freaking awesome.
Actually, I guess I chose he this time, so I guess he's freaking awesome. That's just how we do around here. We mix it up so much I don't even remember. Can we sit with the narrator? Oh, we can't sit with the narrator. So who should we sit with? We could sit with Dahlia, or we could go buy an item. Let's sit with Dahlia, because I like having all the Dahlia options. Although we could sit with some of the classmates, and maybe there'd be some weird shenanigans in the middle that I always seem to forget. So why not? Let's see if we can sit with Miranda and Polly, see what kind of weird shenanigans might happen since the narrator's gone.
Polly and Miranda sit together, surrounded by Miranda's customary crowd of serfs.
So what? You've actually got serfs who eat for you? Well, of course. I find eating to be terribly undignified, so I almost never do it. Hey, me neither. What kind of other crazy serfs have you got? Well, I have a surf to go to the bathroom for me, a surf to experience difficult emotions for me, and a surf for keeping my silverware in alphabetical order. I even have a surfing surf for standing on top of whenever I go surfing.
Wow, that's a lot of surfs. How many surfs do you have?
It's a fair amount. The only limit is my imagination. Unfortunately, my imagination surf imagined a way to escape from serfdom, so now I'm all out of ideas.
Well, I'm sure with the help of Phoebe, we could probably think of a dope new kind of surf.
Oh, is that so? I cannot wait.
Well, you're on the spot now. What will it be?
Ooh, Miranda, you should get a puppy surf. It's not actually a surf, it's just like 50 cute dogs. You should get a party surf, Polly. A surf to experience your hangovers for you. I believe I've already chosen the puppy option before, so let's go with Polly's.
A surf? From me? I couldn't possibly.
Why not? I do it all the time.
But isn't it wrong to make someone else experience the negative consequences of your actions?
Well, like I said, I do it all the time, and Father says I can do no wrong. Therefore, it's probably fine. Possibly fine, too.
Oh, okay, hell yeah! Let's hire a dude to deal with all my withdrawal symptoms.
Hire? Oh, Polly, dearest, we don't pay our serfs.
We don't? Oh, sweet deal.
Polly hires. Where did that voice come from? Polly hires the burliest hangover surf she can find. It's like a mix between Polly and Miranda.
Polly hires the burliest hangover surf she can find, and the two of you go out for the night of your lives. The surf is dead in the morning from the epic hangover, but the memories are well worth the second-degree manslaughter.
I mean, yeah, the amount of drugs Polly does would kill a regular human being. Or, a regular monster, I guess. Because Polly, literally died 800 times through coke and other means of probably coke. And, let's face it, more coke. And don't forget, the coke laced with coke. And also all the cocaina. You can't forget that. That's the hardest stuff. So let's see here now. We could go and get some more fun, but I feel like maybe going to class. Maybe the narrator wants to, catch up in class. Get some of that smarts. Get smart and charming. Just the way the narrator likes.
Hey,
Great, the obligatory
player.
scene setting is done. Wanna grab a coffee? I'll take your seductive silence as a yes. Boy, it sure is nice taking a little time off to hang out with you, Phoebe. Your refusal to speak is soothing. And who cares if Spooky High is without a narrator for an hour or two every once in a while? It's not like...
And then Polly appeared and everybody stopped what they were doing to look at how hot she is.
Oh no.
Said the narrator hornily. Oh my god, hornily.
Polly, cut that out. Being a narrator isn't an opportunity to toot your own horn. You're embarrassing yourself.
I can't tell her how good she actually is, thought the narrator, hiding his obvious boner. Then she'll know how hot I think she is.
Why are you doing this to me? Didn't we already solve the narrator problem?
Yeah, we did, but then everyone decided it would be better if I narrate everything because I'm super attractive.
There's no way that's...
I, for one, find it refreshing to have a female voice narrating our lives for a change.
But she's not doing...
I think Polly's the best narrator ever. She said I was a good boy.
Because you are a good boy, Scott.
That's not narration, that's pandering. Ugh, unless someone can teach Polly how to be a significant better narrator, I'm never leaving my narration duties again. Looking at you, Phoebe, it's time for advanced narrating advice.
Sweet. Nice. So always remember, WWDD. What would Dostoevsky do? Give your narration some dismal gravitas. Or consider sound effects? So if you are smarts better than charm, you go for the Dostoevsky answer. If your fun is better than your charm, go for the sound effects. And I kind of wish my fun was higher, because I want sound effects. But we have to go with dumb old Dostoevsky.
Oh, Dostoevsky, he's the dopest writer ever. His novels are like a constant, rare, improvised inside a tiny book. So much beauty and despair. Imprisoned, not improvised. Jesus. Words are hard. Okay. He says I should spend 5 years in a Siberian prison ruminating on the inner lives of my classmates before returning to society and penning a 550-page epic of psychological realism that exposes the impossibility of emotional connection in a society alienated from itself by capital. Or I could just rack up insane gambling debts and then frantically narrate in order to pay them off. I think I'm gonna go with option B. See you at the racetrack, suckers! Ooh, I'm coming too! I like anything that involves sitting on bleachers and yelling!
I'm gonna ask Polly if she can talk to Dostoevsky for a while and see if he has any tips for writing fanfic later.
Well, I doubt that actually made Polly a better narrator, but at least she stopped narrating at me, so that's something. Here, Phoebe, have 2 charm and 1 boldness. You've earned it.
Thanks, narrator. awesome. I mean, he usually gives us the stats normally, but it just feels more special this time, you know? Like, it means something this time. All right, so I think, let's see, we've caught him. Have we caught him in the gym yet? Oh, we can't, because Valerie's there. Damn it, Valerie. Cock blocking me, literally, because the narrator's got a bulge. All right, so let's see here now. Where could we go? I think we would find him at the auditorium, to be honest, to be 100% honest. I think we'd find him at the auditorium. Just because I think he'd want to go see what people are doing, you know, just have that boost of imagination and creativity in his life, and I think that's what he needs. I mean, we also need that boost in creativity, so whatevs.
Rehearsals for the play are going as smoothly as they do at any school populated by monsters. As a good classmate, you're more than happy to run lines with Vera, and not just because she looks great in her costume.
She does, though, doesn't she? One of the better costumes. Her and Polly have, like, some of the best costumes, and Zoe, too, but then I guess I kind of have a type. I mean, if you throw all three of their costumes together, they're, like, pretty much the same hooded, weird assassin/old-timey robed look. I don't care. They're beautiful. They're all beautiful. I love them.
And for doing that with a moldy grapefruit and with my mother, no less, you must die. And then the director said I could improvise any kind of assassination I want. Now I'm someone with a reputation for knowing a thing or 10 about murder, so I don't want to just go with some run-of-the-mill knife through the eye kind of deal. What kind of unexpected on-stage murder would really knock them dead, so to speak? Bore them to death, or a complicated killing machine involving Jell-O pudding, a ceiling fan, and a chrysanthemum. Ooh, that might be creativity, and then... Or that might also be creativity. That would be fun, though, so let's go with the top answer? Bore them to death? Ooh, so smart. Yes, of course. No one will be expecting me to go metaphorical with it. The whole audience will be waiting for some overdone drawing and quartering, or a sensible blood draining, and then I'll hit them with an idiom come to life right before their very eyes. I can already hear their horrified gasps when I begin my lecture. Here, let's go back a line. And for that, you must die. Prepare to be regaled by paint drying through the ages, foul villain. Starting from the time cave monsters first began to paint on walls, people have been forced to watch paint dry. After they smeared the blood of their enemies into the obscene symbols, they would wait for the air. Even though it's just a rehearsal, you can already feel the life force being sucked from you by the boringness of Vera's lecture. Right before you pass out from the dullness of it all, you see Vera wink at you gratefully. Yes, worth it. Vera's admiration is always worth losing a few minutes of your life to the darkness of blacking out. Which, of course, you do, but you also gain 2 creativity and 1 smarts.
But damn it, if I black out, how am I supposed to see Vera? She's hot. Damn it. But you know who's hotter? Probably Dahlia, because she lives in hell. So let's go see what she's up to.
No one really wants to sit with Dahlia, which means you get to have a table all to yourself. Sweet. The less sweet part is that you have to sit at a table with Dahlia.
I mean, hey, she's not that bad. She looks pretty cool.
Hey, look at me. I'm worried about you. Don't look so surprised. I care. I'm a caring person. I care about my allies.
You get the feeling she doesn't have that many allies?
Look, the point is, you look pretty scrawny to me, and that's a problem. How are you ever going to defeat your rival if you're scrawny?
You try to explain that you don't really see anyone as a rival, but Dahlia presses a finger to your lips, shushing you gently. Shh, 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 shh.
Don't talk. Listen, I've seen you prancing around school, flirting with all your classmates, trying to take them to prom.
No, just the narrator. Thank you.
Sure, you're not fighting any glorious battles like I am, but I think you do have a rival named Rejection. And I know the best way to defeat any rival, through a good old-fashioned anime workout.
Shit, you're kind of starting to think she has a point. Hey, it couldn't hurt to try, right? Dahlia offers you a choice between 2 workouts.
I am going to punch that waterfall because it's fun.
Down to business.
To defeat the Huns. I like how she says, let's get down to business. It's great.
Okay, but remember, the point is to strive for something that's seemingly impossible. You probably won't actually make the waterfall flow backwards, unless you achieve some kind of unmatched power level and start glowing with ki energy or something. I'm just trying to manage your expectations.
But little does Dahlia know, in addition to being a monster at a high school student, you've actually also been a Super Saiyan this entire time. You regularly dye your hair because you just want to live a normal life. 15,000 rapid-fire punches from you is all it takes to reverse the direction of Monstropolis' biggest waterfall, thus creating the world's first reverse water slide. Sweet! You spend the rest of the period sliding up the waterfall with all of your friends and gain +4 fun.
Yay, we're more fun now. Alright, so
Let's go.
where would the narrator be? It's nighttime of the last day before prom, so I think he would be in the gym. Right? He'd be there getting ready to narrate for everybody going into for like the presentation, the auditorium, right? They assemble people in the gym. They talk about, well, I guess they have an auditorium, but, you know, they assemble people in the gym. They talk about stuff. Was that a pep rally or something? I don't know. We never had those at my high school. My high school was boring. Boring and old school. Nobody needed pep. The only pep kids needed in my high school was drugs. Because that's pretty much what everybody was doing.
Narrator waves his hand at you.
Yeah, whatever. You're in a place at the school. Anyway, I need to talk to you. Look, I know what you're up to. I've seen you do this dozens of times with pretty much everybody here. I've seen it all. The careful choices between two wacky options. The fiendish stat optimization. Your tendency to mostly remain silent for some reason. And I mean, I think you're cute, and I really appreciate you finally figuring out a way for me to get out of narrating occasionally. Dramatic pause to allow someone to show up and cause narration-related problems again. No? Okay, as I was saying, I really like you, but I don't experience spooky high like the rest of your classmates. I am acutely aware of the fact that I have lived the same 3-week period leading up to prom hundreds, no thousands of times. It's always the same. I talk you through the lead up to prom, you ask someone out, they usually laugh in your face, and then it's 3 weeks before prom again, and everyone seems to have forgotten all about what happened. I'm the only one who remembers. I don't know what I've done to deserve this torment. Oh no. Is this a private hell constructed to punish an unvirtuous life? Am I the mere plaything of some sadistic deity? Am I in a coma, spinning this elaborate yarn to provide some stimulation to my slowly deteriorating brain? I'll never know for sure. All I know is that every time you decide you want to try boinking one of your classmates again, I'm forced to repeat the same zany 3 weeks one more time. So, I get that you're going to try to ask me to prom, and I'm flattered. But it's just hard to get in the mood when I'm acutely aware of the private hell I perpetually inhabit, you know?
But you've never even been to Monster Prom. How do you know that going won't? Oh, how do you know that going won't, like, break the curse or something? But what about sex? So, if your smarts are your highest stat, you go with the breaking the curse option. But if your charm is higher than your smarts, you go with the 6.
A compelling point, but if we're going to make love, can we please try to make it super duper weird? Seriously, I've been trapped in this loop for so long that my sexual predilections have gone from sort of kinky to Marquis de Sade on GHB.
Kissy sound.
So as long as you're willing to devote at least 7 hours, $200,000, and a prize pig from the Indiana State Fair, I'm in all the way, baby. Your words says nothing, but your eyes say, hell yes, do me like a rabid dolphin in a sea of ecstasy. I think your willingness to please deserves at least 2 fun and 1 charm, don't you?
I do.
I'll see you at prom, hot stuff. Bring goggles.
Damn, I'm gonna need goggles? Shit. That's some intense shit. And of course, as always, with a lot of these characters, you ask nobody else to prom but yourself.
Let's go.
Because all you need is the company of yourself. It's the best.
Let's go.
All we need is Phoebe.
You ask none of them to prom because you really wanted to ask me. And the narrator said yes. Wink, kissy face, kissing sound. No, but really, I'd love to. I've seen this so many times as if it was some kind of ancient curse. Every event, every outcome, mostly of you being rejected, if I had to be honest, repeating unto exhaustion. I've also seen you having delightful prom nights many times with all kinds of different people. Yet never with me. But that's about to change, right? You and the narrator have the time of your lives. You dance and kiss and laugh. You tell the narrator you've always thought he is the smartest, coolest, handsomest person at Spooky High. Actually, in the whole world. Look at my little bow tie on my little tidy
Blackies. Are those tidy blackies now? Because they were looking more gray before, but now they're like black to match his top hat. So little tiny tidy blackies. Is there a term? Because we have tidy whiteys. Is there a term for when they're black? Question of the day. What are some fun terms you know about underwear? Let me know. For the narrator's sake, okay? It's the only thing he wears.
He does the best narrating, and he rocks his narrator hat, and he is the humblest person ever. And so the narrator smiled at you and told you, we will have tons of wild sex tonight, and so you do. Because even if this is bound to repeat forever, at least you can break the cycle for just one night, you know? And who knows, maybe the next time you relive these dreadful 3 weeks, even if everything will look the same, something will have slightly changed, because you will know that the narrator is there, narrating especially for you, and you alone, because I love you. Don't leave.
So we have 1 new secret ending, 1 new event, and 2 new outcomes. Not very much for the narrator at all. But that was the root of the narrator. Pretty wacky. It had some of that nice, like, fourth wall breaking stuff where he says he knows everything outside of the game. And you get all that delicious narrator kookiness where everyone else starts narrating on his behalf. And so it was a fun line. I'm glad I was able to get it And I'm glad that I was able to take charm. Because, you know, I never really get charm a lot. Fun and charm seem to be the stats that I always forego. Because when I'm taking the quiz, I always seem to pick smart answers. Smart and creativity. So, like, those other stats get knocked away because they have to manage your stats when you pick them in the quiz. So, I never get fun and charming a lot. So, I'm glad I got some fun or some charming this time around. Charming and smarts. It was a good combination. But once again, we have to skip all that, and I have now unlocked 2 images in the gallery, and I believe somebody mentioned, hey, can you show us the gallery once we're done? And so I'm done for now in Monster Prom. However, there is indeed an announcement that Monster Prom is making today. I think it's today, April 26th, over on Twitter. So go follow them, go keep in check, because it's apparently going to be amazing. And if you've been following their Twitter for the last week or two, you've seen some pretty crazy stuff. So who knows what it's going to be. But here we go as we have the endings, all the Polaroids. We've got Damien, Liam, Miranda, Polly, Scott, Vera, Humanoid Calculator, the big Calculator, Zoe, and then we've got some rejections here that we've had, right? Some of these say new because I haven't looked at them before. All you gotta do is just cycle over them and check them. And we got some of the characters. There's Zagord, which I believe somebody told me that Zagord was Zoe, but technically Zoe is Zagord. It's the other way around. Because Zagord was first, and then turned into Zoe because she was sick of being this. Didn't want to be this, and you can also have variations, so you can have all the 4 characters in here if you want. And then you can also go full screen, like, bam! Look at that, beautiful. So if you ever want those high-res images, you can get that. And then we got some of the other endings, too, with Dahlia and the Slayer. And as you can see, I got the hairstyling and fighting with Damien. I got Miranda's prom. I'm missing a lot of them as well, because some of the RNG endings just do not pop up for me ever. So it's just hard. People ask if I'm ever going to do the RNG endings, and the whole thing is just I never get the RNG endings. Like, I never do. So I'm missing one of them for Zoe, one of the endings for Zoe. And yes, I do have the orgy ending. I got that randomly while trying to unlock the narrator, so that was fun. Get some of the best ones. Fellow student, there we go. Trapped in the multiverse. So good, so good. Let's check some of the Polaroids we got. The Polaroids are great. They're just great little background images. They're great phone. If you have a phone and you want to, like, put some phone backgrounds, some of these Polaroids are great phone backgrounds. Not that I'd ever, recommend you do that, but hey, whatever. So we got a lot of Polaroids here. We're obviously missing some because you have to unlock them by doing certain characters or certain routes. So you're not going to have all the Polaroids, but if you ever want to pause the video and just go through these, oh, I like this one here. You are life to my afterlife with the 2 greens. I love it. It's good. It's wonderful. I guess I can actually just go through here and just scroll through them like this so we can see them. Fire and water. Unexpectedly perfect. They're crying at a rom-com. Oh, Scott with the stars. It's cute. Busts. Look at that Vera bust. It's totally bad, but I love it. Science. Sandwich eating. So we got a lot of the Polaroids, you guys. A lot of the stuff. I won't spend too much time here, but some of my favorites are with Zoe. Like, look at that one. That's cute. You're reading fanfic. Oh, she's got a body pillow in the background. That's hilarious. So let's see here now. We're still missing a lot of Polaroids. But then there's more art, so stuff you can get, like some of the glitchy pictures from the Faith run or the Hope run. You can also get the backgrounds for each different place. And here's some of the characters that you can get, like all their alternate costumes. So if you ever wanted to see what Polly looked like in like some of her other costumes, you can just keep flipping through the variation, and you can see where she is in like her her gym costumes, her auditorium costumes, her summer costume. I think even her Halloween costume where she dresses up as Coach, which is really cute. I think that's fun. And then also her Christmas, Santa's favorite hoe. I love it. That's one of the best sweaters. And then her new DLC costumes. So yeah, there's just a bunch of stuff. So if you ever unlock these, you can go through and check them all out. And you get all the ones for like the different characters that pop up too. And obviously, if you don't get certain characters, you won't get them in here. And there's a bunch of like concept art too. Even different colors for like Miranda. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. It's great. It's fantastic. Oh, and there's some for Vera as well, I think, here. Yeah. Right there's some different outfits. I kind of like the poncho one, but also don't like the poncho one because it's got too much green. I know it's weird to say about a Gorgon who's green, but it's just got too much green, And then there's some alternate art for these 3. Yes, a few colored concepts for them. I like the wolf pack with the darker hair. I don't know why. Blonde werewolves seem weird. And you got here's I think a concept for the old logo, Monster Prom. I like their new one. Their new logo's good. They did a lot of good work on that. And then you got some secondary characters here. Violet and Tate. Oh, that's cute. Like the brain worm coming out the side there, the mushroom coming out the side. That's cute. I like the jacket, spooky high jacket. I think that would have been cool to have him in a spooky high jacket. And then there's actually a fan art tab too, so you can look at all the wonderful, beautiful fan art that people have done and get put in the game. It's beautiful, it's wonderful, it's amazing. It's like, look at this bloody deliciousness. It's beautiful. And then this one's super cute too. I like that one. They're all so good. Please go check out all these fan arts. As you unlock them, go check out all the fan arts. Oh, this is great. Is this a love interest? By Keith Rath. At Sacrum, or Sacrix. I don't know how to say that. But SACRXM. So yeah, go. If you like that, go follow him. That's a good meme. That's a top-notch meme. I know some people have probably tuned out by now because it's all over, but some people did request to see the gallery. So there you go. I did some of the gallery for y'all. And so, like I was saying, that'll be all for Monster Prom for now. Monster Prom will return when they make another announcement about new content or new DLC. So don't worry, this will always be a home for Monster Prom if you like it here. But until then, we're going to have to say take care, everybody, and wait until everything happens again. But yeah, it's been a fun ride, and I really do hope that we get some more DLC down the line. But until then, I've said it already once, but I'm going to say it again. Take care, everybody.